What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ayo Punky. We coming with another video. This is gonna be the worst character models in WWE game history. And the only character model I can think of in recent WWE games is in WWE 2K20. They had a lot of character models that were pretty awful. One was Becky Lynch. Her hair and stuff was all over the place, and it's only I think it was because of the hair fixes where it's all fucked up in that game. But we also had a version of Molly Holly that looked like a dude with a girl's hairpiece on, kind of like a wig. So it might be on the screen now, probably over here. I'll put a picture up of Molly Holly. But yeah, that was just horrible. Looked like the dude, they did her dirty. But anyway, we are gonna take a look and see what were the worst character models in WWE games. Anyway, like the video, subscribe for more WWE content.
Wrestling video games have come a long way over the years when it comes to graphics. The 2K series reached a
True.
point where, despite any issues we might have with the games themselves, we can all agree that the graphics have been pretty awesome. And
Yeah,
as a
Dom
result, we
looks
have been blessed
fucking
with some
awesome.
crazy models recently. That 2009 Randy
Randy
Orton in
too,
2K23
yep.
was genuinely jaw-dropping, and the details we get on models these days, such
Umaga,
as Umaga, Rhea Ripley, Asuka,
true.
it's insane. But as we know, it's not always sunshine and rainbows when it comes to character models in the world of wrestling video
What the
games. So I
fuck?
decided to go back and take a look at some legendary character models that are
Oh my
legendary
god, Vince
for the
McMahon
wrong
looks
reasons. Because there are
hideous.
few things funnier than when a wrestling game just absolutely butchers a wrestler. From Trish Stratus looking like a blow-up doll on the
Oh my
PS1 to
god.
Goldberg looking like this. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the worst character models in WWE video game history. And we
Alright,
begin
let's
with
take a
Triple
look.
H from
Oh
Raw
yeah, I
on the
forgot about The
Xbox.
Rock too.
Raw on
The
the
Rock
Xbox
was
and PC is
horrible
one
in
of the worst wrestling
2K20.
video games I've ever played. A game that most people probably have never played, unless you were down bad for a PC
Oh, the
wrestling game in the
classic.
2000s. But with it being that bad, trust me, it's that bad. Surprisingly for the time, this did pretty well when it came to capturing wrestlers for their character models. Everyone
Yep.
in this game looks really good, and it still holds up to this day. The Rock looks great. Look at the detail on Haku,
Yep.
Jeff Hardy, but then there's Triple H. Everyone in this game
What the fuck? Yo, why does he look like it was a pasted, like Photoshop image pasted onto his face? Look like he fucking upset at the world. What's going on? You dating the boss's daughter. You should be happy. You should be feeling it. You win a WWE game as well. Why do you look like that? What the hell? Oh my god.
looks solid, and then there's Triple H, just one of the most popular wrestlers in the world at the time. Just casually have him out here looking like a sad and depressed
Right?
Michael Myers. He looks so sad in this game. It doesn't make any sense. Did they scan his face after Hogan beat his ass at Backlash 02 or something? It's okay, Triple H. Everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna bury the entire Raw
His face
roster
is
for
also
the next
two
few years.
shades
It's all
different
good.
color
Hey, yo,
too.
it's so sad because poor Trips had it rough during this phase of his career. The poor guy, No Mercy on the N64, looked
Oh my god, that is hideous. I'm so glad WWE games are way better with faces nowadays, but they still have trouble with the hair. But sometimes the faces are good. Like recently, as I said, Molly Holly. There's also been Bailey. Bailey's been getting the short end of the stick when it comes to her model. She's always looking horrible. But in 2K25, I think they finally nailed Bailey, and she's been looking pretty awesome. So I'm glad to see they finally was able to fix her as well.
terrifying. Here comes the pain. A game that captures every wrestler perfectly still couldn't capture Triple H. But still, nothing beats the depression of Triple H from Raw on the Xbox. What is this? Moving on to SVR 2007, an amazing game with amazing graphics,
Oh.
especially on the 360, that still hold up to this day. It also happens to be the game where they had Dusty Rhodes looking like Bobby Hill from King of the Hill.
I know,
Dusty
right?
Rhodes prior to this had never ever been in a WWE video game, and when he finally makes his debut, what does he get?
What
He
is
gets
that?
this, and this looks even worse on the PS. How the hell do you make Dusty Rhodes and not make him fat? Second,
Right?
this does not look like Dusty Rhodes. This is like what we
This
thought
looks
Dominic
like
Mysterio was
Crash
gonna look
Holly, a
like when
little
he
bit
grew up back in
chubby.
2005.
Or
This is what
Bob
a
Holly.
Dominic Mysterio created wrestler
Right?
would have looked like if I made one in 2005. That boy ain't right. But let's move on to an absolutely hilarious one. And this one is hilarious because it's not Triple H, it's not Dusty Rhodes. It's hilarious because it's a wrestler that nobody ever needed or wanted in SVR
Who was
09.
it?
They just did the most random guy possible dirty. From SVR 09, you know,
Oh
this one
my
is so bad. I want you
god!
guys to guess it, okay? Okay,
What
just take
the
a look at this man.
world?
3, 2, 1. If you guess Jamie Noble, you're wrong. If you guess Michael Cole, you're wrong.
What?
If
Who
you
the
guess
hell
the
is that?
suspect
Charlie
wrestling dude from
Haas?
South Park, you're kind of close. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Charlie Haas
It
from
is.
SVR 2009. Now, first
What
of all,
the
I don't even remember
fuck?
Charlie Haas was in the company in 2008, let alone in SVR 09. Second, why the hell does he look like this? Is
That
bad,
doesn't
okay?
even look. That doesn't even look like Charlie Haas. That looks like Jamie Noble, kinda, with a switched up face. How is this even possible?
This is really bad. This actually looks like some shitty COD I would have made back in 2008. If you asked 10-year-old me to make a generic wrestler in the COD
Right?
mode, I probably would have made this. And the worst part is, this guy right here, this was a part of the paid DLC. THQ put this out there.
And that's even worse that I think it could be Jamie Noble. Cause that's even worse, like a worse depiction for Jamie. Like that's not even good and for him
For
at
actual
all.
money. I don't know what's more disrespectful, asking money for Charlie Haas in 2009 or him looking
Wait,
like this.
he was a
Genuinely
DLC?
one of the lowest effort wrestling models I have ever seen in my life.
I know WWE 2K did not put this man as DLC looking like this. Who in the hell paid for this? They should have got their refund back for that. I would not have paid for it.
Life. Charlie Haas, what are we doing here? Stone Cold Steve Austin is on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, and going back to the 90s, he's always had pretty solid models in video games. I mean, it's a bald guy with a goatee, and more often than not, they would always clutch it. But one model has always bugged me when it came to Austin.
What was that?
One model has always grinded my gears,
Let's
and
see
it's
it.
Steve Austin in SVR 2009 looking like f***ing Dr. Phil.
Oh
for some
my
reason. Yo,
god.
I don't know what.
This dude looks like the version where Will Sasso imitated Steve Austin. He looks just like that version. Like it was just like, oh, Will Sasso, that's Stone Cold. Let's scan Will Sasso, put him in the game, and make him Stone Cold. That's what they did with this character. Or what in the world was that? Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for doing something like this.
What? How? Why they changed anything? He looked great for a solid few years, and then it's like, oh, it's time for SVR 11, and we get this. Why? And it's not the worst, but it's just something that always grinded my gears.
Yep.
But boys and girls, when it comes to worst character models in wrestling video game history, there is one GOAT. There's one that stands
What's
above
that?
all the rest. The one that has been memed to death, but we still gotta mention it. It's Booker T in WWE 12. Who else didn't know Ronaldinho was in a wrestling game? They took Booker T and made him light skinned. How? What? Where? How?
I mean, it's not that
He
bad,
doesn't even
but
look like Booker T. So it's like,
Oh,
what
now
is
up
this? Who
close
is
I
this?
can see
Look at
that.
this facial feature. That is not Booker T.
Yeah.
That is AC Milan 2009
his
Ronaldinho.
nose
And-
is super
and the next year
huge
they try
too.
to fix him, right? And they try to make him dark skin again. But it's like, that is just half of the problem. The other half of the problem is that your model looks like Jar Jar Binks. I think what added to the legend of this model was a few years prior to this, we had just seen Booker in a TNA game, and he looked fantastic. And it's like, oh, I can't wait to see Booker when he comes back to
Yup.
the WWE series.
And you're
It's
like,
this
well,
is what we
that's
get.
not it.
All-time classic fumble. As the years went on and
Yeah.
we moved on to the PS4 era, the graphics for these games got better than ever, and they look more lifelike than
Yup.
ever. But it also made it that much more jarring when they did mess up. Now, I don't consider Cena in 2K15 Next Gen bad by any means, not at all. This was such an impressive advancement. When I first saw the screenshot, I was shook. But I can't put
That
my
is-
finger on it, but for some reason, Cena
It
in this
looks
game,
like he's
he always just
Cena just looks like he's looking to the right side. He's seen someone doing something shifty, and he's just like, what the fuck did I just see? Kind of look. And he also has that other look where you like taking a huge dump in the bathroom. I'm sorry. That's what it looks like. It looks like he's just like either taking a huge dump or he sees something in the corner he shouldn't be seeing at all. That's what it just looks like. And he just has that expression the whole time.
Looked like an
Oh my
ape to me.
god.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm the only one who sees it, but he always just looked like he was straight out of Planet of the Apes.
Hmm.
But it was still way better than what we had on last gen for a few years. Cena on the PS3 from like 13, 14, and
Oh
15.
my god.
He looks so
Look at this face. He looks like he's seen. He looks like he's seen something that he shouldn't have. Like he walked in and seen his parents have sex. I can't even get that out. I can't.
traumatized.
Oh
Every
my
time I see him,
god.
I'm like, "Are you okay, John?" He just looks like he's seen some shit. Eyes all bugged out and everything.
Oh
It's
my
fine,
god.
John. It's okay. But one wrestler who always got done dirty every single year during the PS4 era was Edge. 2K15 and beyond, for some reason, Edge just never looked
Yeah.
like Edge. When it comes to 2K15, it's bad. It's really bad. As the subtitles say, who the hell is this? Edge in 15 is just weird. Just some generic white guy looking like he was just casted in Animal Kingdom Season 3. And it just continued every single year until
Yeah, his hair
2K22
is
he
ugly
looked like
too.
ass. And don't even
Every
get me started
time.
on his entrance and the stupid ass walk he had for so many years. I don't know.
It
I
looks
guess
like
there was
he
just
has
something about
something.
making retro
Yo, his walk make it look like he got something shoved up his ass. Like, what the fuck was that? Just, I gotta use the bathroom, but I gotta go out and wrestle. What the fuck?
Edge, because
Oh,
even now the modern Edge in like 22 and 23 look great, and then you see the retro one and it's like, what
yep.
happened? I don't know. For
I
some reason,
have
the
no
best way I can
idea.
explain it is they always had
We
Edge just
have
looking
no
like a
idea
dog.
what happened.
Yeah, wrestling games have always sucked with hair, especially with women
Yeah,
wrestlers. And
true.
going back to the 2K era on PS4, how can we ever forget how dirty they used
Renee,
to do Renee
yep.
Young, especially on 2K16? She was out here looking
Renee just looks like a fucking alien. Look at her. Her fucking whole face is squished up. Her mouth is fucking huge. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with that. The whole hair is a mess. They just fucked it all up.
like she did meth for a living. How do you mess up a character so bad, especially one that every single person playing career mode is
Oh,
going to see in their interview section? But whatever, it's fine. Because speaking of meth, look at Dean Ambrose in
oh
2K18,
my
somehow looking
god.
even more cracked out and homeless.
Dean Ambrose looks like he needs, I don't know, not lotion, but his head looks tinier than his whole body and his hands. It looks so out of like proportion. How did they mess that up? That just looks weird overall, and he just looks like a homeless person as well. Like, what the fuck?
In the video game than in real life. Why is he so pale? Is he okay? He looks like he's on a watch list. You can't tell me he doesn't look like he's on a watch list. And I get it. He looked pale and disgusting and weird in 2017. I
Yeah,
get it. But
yeah,
come on, at
he
this
does.
point, you should have just left his old model in and called it a day because this is just disgusting. Dana Brooke in 2K17.
Oh my god, who forget the Dana Brooks situation? What the fuck is that? That is just creepy. The purple lipstick, the black eyeshadow, her fucking cheekbones, like it looks like the Chucky doll staring into your soul. Like, oh my god, you never want to choose her because of that fucking picture. Like, what? That is
Do I
just
even have to say
horrible.
anything? If this was me, don't even put me in the game at that
Mm-hmm.
point. Just leave me
Yep.
alone, bro. And then there's The Undertaker. The Undertaker has been in more wrestling video games than any other wrestler in history, and somehow he's been pretty immune to bad character models for the most part. But yo, they did his American Badass model in 2K19 so dirty. It's so sad, and it was paid DLC. Yep, let's
Wait, it
have
was
2002
DLC?
Undertaker with no logo on his shirt, no logo or anything on his pants, and best of all, let's just take
Damn.
50-year-old Taker who just looked depressed all day, every day, and just throw a bandana on him
Yeah,
and
he
call it a day. Ladies and
does.
gentlemen, 2002 Undertaker. What was this? Straight shameless.
He just looks like they took a DLC character, as they said before with the other one, downloaded it. They said, you know what? We could do this for American Badass. You know what? We don't have the money to pay for the logos or anything, so we're just gonna strip it from his outfit. We're just gonna put him all in black tights, put him in a black tank top kind of thing, and put a black bandana on him. He's the American badass. Yup, that's the way to go. We got him. Give me your fucking money.
But hey, if you think that's bad, don't worry. Remember 2K20? Remember that abomination that made every
Yep,
single wrestler look horrible somehow?
yep.
But yo, every
2K20 was
wrestler looked bad in that
awful.
game. We know that, right? But what they did to Io Shirai in 2K20 should be punishable by
What
law.
did they do?
So picture this. You're playing
Because I
2K20,
didn't play with
sadly,
Io
and you
as
choose Io
much
Shirai, as she was called back in the day, okay? The modern day Io Sky.
back then.
And you're all excited to play, and she comes out, and the entrance is popping, the lighting is popping, the music is hitting, and it looks pretty
The
cool. There's
mask
so
is
much
good.
detail on her mask,
Yep.
on her attire, and it looks great. It's a great experience. She gets on the apron, the music is still bumping, like I said, and then she takes off her mask, and it's just a random generic Asian girl.
Oh my god. Yo, they did her dirty. Who the fuck is that? That is not Io Shirai. That is Io Timu. What the fuck? Io Make a Wish. I don't know what this is. Not Make a Wish, but Io fucking Wish.com version of Io. Like, what the hell? They should have just deleted this character entirely if they didn't have Io's face in the game. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, what? To this day, this one genuinely baffles me. They just took a random Asian created wrestler, threw in her mask, and called it. This is actually
Yeah,
up. I am
that's
99% sure
fucked
that
up.
whoever was responsible for creating Io in this game,
Hopefully they got
had no idea
fired.
that this wrestler
Get
wrestled
him out
without a
of
mask.
here.
And someone told him like a few days before, like, hey, she doesn't wrestle with a mask. Like, it's fine. She's still Asian. Horrible, horrible, horrible. But it's like, what do you expect? This is the same game that had the Rock stun double in the
that's
game
fine.
instead of the
It's still
Rock.
Asian.
I'm not joking. That's literally his stun double. And then they
Yeah, like what the hell is this? That's what I was saying before. The Rock had some bad models too. Like this doesn't even look like the Rock. Fucking Wish.com again. Timu or Tubi, like the Tubi Rock. If Tubi had to make a WWE movie, this is who the Rock would fucking be portrayed as. Like, what the hell is that?
had the audacity for the DLC Rock that you had to pay for from 1999 to be the exact same model as the modern day Rock, but just with hair.
Yeah.
Thank God we bullied 2K into canceling 2K21 because these guys were shameless.
Oh,
2K20, what a game. The
they
game that
just
had Randy
cash
Orton with shit
grabbed
on his
for a
head.
while.
The only wrestling game with a
To
Walmart
be
Karen
honest,
in
they
it.
still
The game
doing
where they
it.
took
There's
Becky
the
Lynch, the cover
Malayali.
star, and did this to her. And you know who's actually just genuinely cursed when it comes to all of this?
Who was that?
It's Bret Hart.
Oh yeah,
is
Bret Hart
cursed, and it
never
doesn't
had a
matter if
good
we're talking about
model.
action figures, video
Never.
games, or his actual life. Bret Hart is cursed. Bret Hart, especially since like 07, 08, has had the worst luck
Yep.
with his face. None of his action figures ever look like him, and even in the video games, it's like, yeah, sometimes it's solid, sometimes it's alright.
Nah,
it's
it's
pretty
never
bad.
is,
They're just
yeah.
never able to capture his
I don't know
likeness, and
why.
honestly, maybe it's Bret's
just
fault for having such a
not
basic
good.
face that is so basic that apparently it's impossible to recreate. I don't know. I just feel bad for Bret because he never looks like Bret in any of the video games. 2K18 is probably the one where I'm like, yeah, that's Bret Hart. Someone in the comments of a Bret Hart 2K24 entrance said, oh, they really messed up his face and hair. Everything else is great. Everything else is great. What the is left? But to cap it off,
His
last year,
outfit,
sadly,
that's
it was
it.
the beloved Bailey that just got
Yeah,
absolutely clapped.
Bailey.
It looks like they accidentally put
What the
Paul Heyman's
fuck did
face
they
on her
do?
and just called it a day. And then when you really look at it and you're like, wait, why did they push her hairline back so much? And then you really look at it, wait, that's not Bailey, that's Chucky.
It does. Oh, this does look like Chucky. Like, what the hell? I think this is the one where Bailey even tweeted on Twitter about this, and she was like, please, somebody help me with my game character because what the hell is this? Ain't no way it should be this freaking bad. That is horrible if you got the person you're trying to reference in the game saying, no, this shouldn't be something that happened whatsoever. Do it over. You should have called her back. Should have rescanned it if you had to. You shouldn't have just put that out there. That's just horrible.
You know what's cooked when the wrestler herself was like, help me.
There you go.
I can't wait.
Yep, I told you. There you go. There's the tweet right there. She's like, help me, please. What are you doing to me? This isn't me. She looks. It looks really bad. I'm sorry.
To see who gets clapped in 2K25. Now I get it, developing a video game is very hard and capturing
It
likeness
is
is
hard.
impossible. I could
I've
never
been
do it. I'm
learning to
not
do
trained
it.
enough. I suck. I can't even make a creative wrestler properly. I get it. And this is not to, clown the developers too much, but it's just
But
funny when
yeah,
like the one
it's
job you
fun.
have is
It's
to make
all
the wrestler look
entertainment.
like the wrestler in the wrestling video game, and then you get something like this.
Yep.
And it's always just 10 times more embarrassing when it's like Bailey or Triple H. Like no one cares about Charlie Haas. We get it. It's fine, right? But when it's like Bailey getting clapped, what are we
Mhm.
doing here? In the comments down below,
And
though,
she's
let me
been
know,
getting
are there
this
any that
for
I
a
missed?
while,
I'm sure there
so
are. There's
I'm
always been
so
a bunch of
glad they
them that look
finally got her
nothing like the
in
wrestler. But these
2K25.
to me are the worst of the worst. These are the ones that always come to my head
All
when I think.
right. W video, W video. Like the video, comment, subscribe for more. Let me know who you think is the worst out of the ones that you've seen, or if there was any worst characters that weren't put in this video. Let me know in the comment down below.